This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 22nd day of July in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. With the nation mourning the death of a young teacher at the hands of her abusive ex-partner, presidential candidate of the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, Simona Broomes, said the Guyana Police Force and the Ministry of Human Services must take accountability. Ms. Broomes said despite glaring signs of self-harm and abusive behavior exhibited by the self-confessed killer, not enough was done to safeguard the life of the Linden Nursery School teacher, nor provide help to the 21-year-old man. Broomes, who has consistently championed human rights, met with the family of the mother of three, 25-year-old Janelle Polidor over the weekend. Crying out for justice, the family complained that the police failed to protect the young woman, despite her repeated complaints about the man's threats, even after she obtained a restraining order against him. In an interview with News Source today, Ms. Broomes said all of the signs were there, but were simply ignored.
I believe that since the problem started, before even the restraining order, and she's reaching out to the police, the system should have kicked in and even get the young man, see how also that they can help. Because she talked about him throwing gasoline on himself. He was suicidal. They spoke about him taking a hammer and beating himself in his head and all of that. So I believe that when they went to the police in the first place, there must be some system where the social services and the system really kick in to give that type of protection and to prevent the situation from happening.
Broomes also said it is time to move beyond the lengthy speeches and ensure the systems in place are working effectively to protect victims of abuse.
When after so many women is murdered, then everybody come out and, oh, we condemn this, we condemn it, and then what next? There's a next one here and the next one there. Now, this is a particular young woman who saw the danger. Everybody said walk away. She walked away. She went to the police. The father said that the police make mockery, oh, you big and thick, why you think this man is going to go away and leave you? And a lot of that happens, so women are not taken seriously.
She said the young woman, Janelle Polidor, not only filed a police complaint, but secured a restraining order against her ex-boyfriend. She said when that order was breached, the young woman returned to the police, but little was done.
I believe if the police had taken her seriously and the system was there to protect and to prevent crime against women, that young lady would have been there with her three children.
In a statement, the Guyana Police Force said that during questioning, Shaka Phillips, who was arrested on Sunday, told investigators that he shot Polidor twice outside a wedding reception at the Linden Hotel on Saturday night. He told the investigators that the two got into an argument over her refusal to answer his calls, and he whipped out a gun from a bag and shot her once, and then chased after her and shot her again as she sought refuge in the compound of the hotel. According to the police, the man said he left the scene and dumped the weapon into the Demerara River at Linden. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Let's jam! Pan Jam is back. Pan Jazz Concerts present Pan Jam in the Village on Saturday, July 26th at Park Rain from 7 p.m. Come out and witness Steel Pan Magic with live performances by Duke Ross, Guinness record holder Joshua Rebello out of Trinidad, Calvin Burnett, Nikita, Roy Stewart, Jesse Schultz, Ray Sparman, Clayton Daniels, Amjad Ali, and many more. Enjoy the Parkside Steel Orchestra and the Pan Groove Steel Orchestra as they clash and bring the vibes. General tickets are $8,500 and $30,000 for VIP and are available at all Massey stores nationwide and IBGL, Carmichael Street. Don't forget, Pan Jam, Saturday, July 26th at Park Rain. This event is sponsored by Absolute Vodka, Massey Distribution, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, IBGL, Guyana Tourism Authority, Experiences, Hot Salt Events, and Gabriella's PR Consultancy.
Hi, Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, help me out now, please. Why everyone telling me I must exercise my right to vote? Me ain't got time for that. Why must I vote?
Why must you vote? That is your constitutional right and civic duty, my child. Besides, think about this. Government officials make decisions that affect the well-being of you, your family, and community. By voting for a party of your choice, you will be electing the people who will be making these very important decisions. If you don't vote, then you will allow the people who vote to choose government officials without your input. Those others may not share your views about issues that matter to you.
Wait. Is so much voting means to me? And I the playing the fool? I definitely gonna vote on election day.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
A 16-year-old East La Penitence girl who was on her way home from a friend's birthday party last night was hit to the neck by a stray bullet in East Ruimveldt. She's now in a critical condition at the Georgetown Hospital. The teenager, Rena De Piezer, was in the company of another friend riding to her home at around 11:30 last night when gunshots were heard and she fell to the ground in Mango Lane, East Ruimveldt. Persons in the area rushed across to her assistance as she was seen in an unconscious state lying on the roadside. The residents quickly took action to stop the profuse bleeding from her neck and rushed her to the Georgetown Hospital, where she was admitted to the intensive care unit in a critical condition after emergency care. Persons in the area reported that there was an alleged confrontation between two rivaling gang members in the area when one of them started firing gunshots. It is believed that it was one of those gunshots that hit the teen. Police sources say a person of interest has since been taken into custody for questioning. Well, the Guyana Human Rights Association has commended the Guyana Police Force for the decisiveness with which it responded to the rape and sexual violence against a 20-year-old Amerindian young woman at the Ragu bar in Soesdijk. The police has since arrested several persons in connection to the alleged sexual assault of the young woman. Others are wanted. In a statement, the Human Rights Association encouraged the other government agencies with responsibilities for law, women and Amerindian matters to sustain a similarly energetic response. It said indigenous females are, for cultural reasons, particularly vulnerable to being duped into abusive situations in coastal Guyana, but their vulnerability is not unique. The GHRA says sexual violence against women and girl children is endemic in Guyana, requiring them to be constantly vigilant of their surroundings and whereabouts. The human rights body said public reactions of the incident contrast sharply with the growing acceptance of sexually objectifying women routinely projected in the proliferation of strip clubs, trafficking of girls for prostitution, and lewd posts on social media. The GHRA noted that too often, immediate passionate indignation from ministers, the police, politicians, and religious leaders eventually simmers down into more routine evasive action. The GHRA noted that the most shocking example of such behavior was the mere removal from office of a minister of government, widely considered by public opinion to be responsible for the rape of a young indigenous woman. Alarmingly, his name recently appeared on the new electoral list of candidates of the ruling party. This kind of evasion is no longer acceptable, the human rights body said. The association is calling for the incident not to be treated as an isolated one, but as the latest in a string of sexual crimes against women. The Human Rights Association said it also supports cancelling the license and closure of the Ragu Sports Bar. The Guyana Public Service Union has rejected the claim that a 35% wage increase is unsustainable. The union believes that a living wage estimated at $215,000 per month is essential for a dignified life in Guyana. Presently, the public sector minimum wage stands at just over $102,000 per month, falling far below what is required to meet basic living expenses, the GPSU said. APNU presidential candidate Aubrey Norton has promised a 35% salary increase for public servants once elected. In a statement, the GPSU highlighted several challenges currently being faced by public servants. Among those are a lack of gratuity or pension for some workers and the fact that many are required to work a standard 40-hour week without receiving overtime compensation. The challenges are worsened by a sharp rise in inflation, especially in the areas of food and housing, making it harder for workers to afford basic necessities, the GPSU said. The union also said there is a clear contradiction between the daily struggles of public servants and the government's proud assertion that Guyana holds the highest GDP per capita globally. The GPSU argues that poverty alleviation must be a government priority, especially as economic pressures cause professionals to migrate, undermining national development goals. It insists that the motivation and well-being of public sector workers are directly tied to the success of any government. Tonight, the union is calling on the government to work with them to create a wage policy that focuses on helping the working poor. The union believes that steady and fair wage increases are better than one-time cash handouts, as they help workers plan for a more secure and respectful retirement. The union is additionally asking the government to respect the laws that govern collective bargaining, warning that failing to do so could lead to problems like the 1999 strike and industrial action, which went on for more than 50 days.
Monday, September 1, 2025 is Election Day. It is your constitutional right to vote at the elections, provided you are listed in the official list of electors. As a voter, you have certain rights. Example, the right to attend political meetings and rallies, know the various political parties and their stance on important national issues. Vote as your conscience tells you. You also have responsibilities which include voting only once for the general election and once for the regional election, respecting the voting rights of other electors, doing nothing to obstruct the election process. Vote early on election day for the political party of your choice. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Radhika, unhand me. Radhika, you touch me unappropriately, you know, Radhika.
Nothing to laugh about 16. July 26th and 27th at the National Cultural Center.
Me no want go Barbados because Bart said it's not a flex.
Tickets are $2,000, $3,000, and $5,000.
Just a sexual harassment. Radhika, lose me.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
New York City, summer is about to get hot. Saturday, August 2nd, SR Hamilton LLC presents Gospel Infusion. Featuring Samuel Medas, Psycho, Eddie Neblett, Sean Daniels out of Trinidad, Christelle Brandt, Sherilyn Maloney, DJ Kesta D,
Timothy Roberts,
and many more at the South Jamaica Multi-Service Center, 11402 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Queens, New York. Gates open at 4 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Get your super early bird tickets for only $50. General admission $70. Pay more at the gate, and limited VIP $100 all inclusive. Come and experience the outpouring of God's grace Saturday, August 2nd. For more information, visit Gospel Infusion on Facebook and Instagram.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say wash it soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash it soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash it soap powder, leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks for wash it soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Wash it soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash it soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash it soap powder, have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
You never vote neither. So you don't know if anybody gonna know which party you vote for.
Not because I never vote. I know that when I vote, nobody can see which party I voting for.
Why should I believe you? You.
Let me help you with something, young man. The young lady is correct. The freedom to vote for a political party of your own choice on election day is yours. Nobody will know which political party you voted for. Once you would have marked your ballot paper and folded it as directed, nobody will see which political party you would have voted for after you would have placed your ballot paper in the ballot box. You're guaranteed that your vote will remain a secret.
Oh, thanks, big man. For sure, I'm gonna vote on election day. Now to feel confident that nobody will know which party I'm going to vote for.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
There has been a total of 63 fatal accidents resulting in 68 road deaths so far for this year. And Traffic Chief Assistant Commissioner of Police Mahendra Singh is raising concern over the continued speeding on the country's roadways, especially by those big trucks and minibuses. Speaking on the government-produced program Safeguarding the Nation, the traffic chief noted that minibuses and lorries continue to pose a threat on the country's roadways due to their speeding, loud music, and not adhering to traffic regulations. He said this has led the traffic department to tighten the grip on the issues of fitness for those categories of vehicles on the roadways.
Motor lorries have been consistently flagged with the offences of speeding, faulty park loads, and maintenance of motor vehicles. Motor lorry drivers also pose a significant threat by their unsafe behavior to rural and urban road users. Noting this, we have partnered with the Ministry of Public Works to establish weight stations. In time to come, there will be the introduction of speed limiting devices to be installed on these motor lorries, which will restrict speed capability. Our traffic enforcement posture has taken into consideration what prevails, and so we target these offences in the spaces where the lorries dominate.
The traffic chief also said the traffic department has been raising awareness with drivers and other stakeholders to ensure voluntary compliance with the law and road use. He said the Safe Country program has also been yielding results, with more than 4,000 e-speeding tickets already issued since April.
Without a doubt, there's significant advancement in the use of speed traffic cameras, the automated e-ticketing system, and surveillance equipment in traffic. Many years ago, we did not have these. Today, we have them with the implementation of the Safe Road Intelligence System, which has at its core the automated e-ticketing process. What this translates to since its implementation on April 7th, in a short space, we have already issued 4,300 plus e-speeding tickets. Remote monitoring and enforcement has reduced the ability for confrontation and or officer biases when enforcement is done.
The traffic chief noted that his department is also trying to rid itself of the bias that persons can get away from traffic offenses if they know someone in the system. He said the use of cameras is geared to reduce that perception of the traffic department of the police force. Well, President Irfan Ali has described the commissioning of the new Broomes Secondary School as part of the concrete actions being undertaken by his government to transform the education sector. The new school building was commissioned on Monday afternoon, where the former St. Mary's Secondary once stood on Broomes. The new school was built at a cost of $560.7 million and will be able to accommodate 600 students. It has more than 20 classrooms, including science, technology, home economics, and industrial arts facilities.
The construction of this school represents another installment in the efforts that we are making to improve educational access, attainment, and quality all across our country. And that is why today we say without fear of successful contradiction, education is in safe hands. It is in good hands. It is moving in the right direction.
The president said since 2020, his administration has embarked on a journey to transform secondary education across the country.
Our goal is clear, bold, and unyielding. By September 2026, we'll achieve universal secondary education. That is, every single child will have secondary education. That means every child, whether in the bustling streets of Georgetown or the remote villages of the hinterland, will have access to secondary schooling. This is a promise that we made. It is a promise on the brink of being realized.
Ali, who is seeking re-election, said going forward emphasis will be placed on sports and recreational activities to support academic education. He said he wants to see an education system that dedicates Friday afternoons to sports and physical education. Meanwhile, the Education Minister Priya Manakchand said the government has been investing heavily in the education sector, with emphasis on infrastructure development to address the severe shortage of space in schools, training, educational materials, in particular textbooks, and the school feeding program.
We are now at a place where children who didn't want to come here are now glad to come, but not only glad to come, we have another problem at the Department of Education. Everybody wants to come to Broomes and Christchurch, and we don't have space for that, so we have to say gently, no thanks.
Alluding to the ongoing efforts to have almost 100% of the teachers in the public education system trained, the Education Minister said in the case of the Broomes Secondary, the school has a total of 51 teachers, with 25 of them being fully trained, and the remainder are currently in training. Head teacher of the school, Yvette Magbin Hawker, said the new edifice is more than just a structure of concrete and steel, but it is also a symbol of progress for the school.
In fact, this last week alone, we had over $140 million received by parents such as yourselves as a refund on the CXC fees that you would have paid for your children up to 8 subjects.
The head teacher said for decades, Broomes Secondary has served as a beacon of education, discipline, and opportunities for students. The previous school building was closed down a few years ago because of its dilapidated state. Students were transferred to other secondary schools at the time. President Irfan Ali this morning launched a crop insurance initiative which will benefit more than 6,000 rice farmers across the country. The initiative is aimed at providing financial and other support to rice farmers who experience crop damage due to flooding, pesticide infestation. During the launch of the initiative in Nasikibo, President Ali said the initiative is not just relief, but a lifeline for farmers who usually fall in hard times after experiencing crop destruction. He also said the initiative is part of a larger goal to enhance livelihoods, safeguard agricultural traditions, and position the country as a regional front-runner in climate-smart agriculture.
We owe it to those who feed our nation to ensure that they have a cushion should misfortune visit them. For the farmers in Hampton Court, Devonshire Castle, Walton Hall, and other areas in Region 2 that flood frequently, who lost harvests to floods. This program is not just relief, it is a lifeline for you.
The president noted the important role that the rice industry continues to play in the country's economy, explaining that it has been one of the country's leading agricultural exports. In 2024, rice contributed more than 17% to the country's agriculture GDP.
The wealth of our country is in agriculture and food production. And our farmers can be assured that the revenue from oil and gas would be used to transform the agriculture sector, to make it profitable, to make it sustainable, and to ensure that our farmers live a life of high value and dignity and pride.
The crop insurance program is being launched through UPL and PMI out of India, which will be offering a premium free crop insurance program for the rice farmers. According to the Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, such a program is rare around the world.
And we have seen that the rice industry have advanced tremendously over the last 4.5 years. But despite those advances, our rice industry continues to wrestle with the unpredictable challenges posed by climate change. From sudden droughts to unexpected floods, which can devastate harvests and endangers the livelihood of those who rely on crops.
The rice industry has been performing well over the years. The Organization of American States and the government of Guyana have signed the agreement for the deployment of the Electoral Observer Mission of the OAS, which will observe Guyana's upcoming elections on the 1st of September. The agreement was signed at the OAS headquarters in Washington, D.C. by the OAS Secretary General Albert Ramdin and Guyana's permanent representative to the OAS, Ambassador Samuel Hines. A release issued by the ambassador noted that Secretary General Ramdin highlighted the OAS's long-standing commitment to democratic governance in Guyana and across the hemisphere. He said this will be the 7th OAS observation in Guyana, an affirmation that democracy is alive and strengthened in the country. He also underscored the constructive nature of the OAS electoral missions. For his part, Ambassador Hines reaffirmed Guyana's commitment to transparent and credible elections and expressed appreciation for the support of the OAS and other international observer groups.
What's going on here, man? Why do the two of y'all look so gloomy?
Uncle Joe, you know thief man in we house and thief all we valuables, including we ID card. Now election come around and we want to go vote. We ain't get no ID card to identify ourselves. Now we can't go vote.
Well, you need to apply to GCOM to have your ID cards replaced. But you need not to worry that you won't be able to vote because you don't have your ID cards. GCOM has put other measures in place to accurately identify voters like you who may not have the ID cards.
But how they gonna do that? How they gonna know is we name on the list if we don't have ID to prove it?
In addition to your ID card, voters can present their valid passports or valid driver's license if they have these.
Really?
But further, GCOM has placed your photograph alongside your name on a folio which will be at the polling station. And if you go to the polling station without a photo ID, you will be asked to state your name and address. The elections official will look at your face and then compare it with the photo alongside your name on the folio to confirm that they are the same. Then you'll have to answer some questions to verify your identity. If the election official is satisfied that you are the person who you claim to be, you will be allowed to vote after taking an oath of identity.
So you get for vote?
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Radhika, unhand me! Radhika, you touch me on appropriation lane or Radhika?
Nothing to laugh about 16. July 26th and 27th at the National Cultural Center.
Me no want go Barbados because Bart said it's not a flex.
Tickets are $2,000, $3,000, and $5,000.
This is sexual harassment. Radhika, lose me.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250ml at your favorite spot. Wait sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can. Now available in the new 250ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. GHRA is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of GHRA's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. GHRA has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is claiming his name has been placed on an Interpol watch list and is now demanding answers from both Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and the Commissioner of Police about what alleged crime triggered the listing. According to Trinidad Guardian, Rowley suspects a malicious effort is underway by government agencies to damage his reputation and wants them to remove his name from the list. However, the Commissioner of Police says checks with Interpol have revealed no alerts, flags or warrants linked to Dr. Rowley in their system. And Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar is now calling on Rowley to apologize to the nation. Speaking at a media briefing at his Goodwood Park home Monday, Rowley said the first red flag came during his travel to Antigua and Barbuda on July 13. He said he presented his diplomatic passport to officials at the V.C. Bird International Airport. Rowley said the official stepped away into an office, and after what he described as a significant period, the official returned. He said he was escorted by Antiguan security to an executive lounge. It was at that point he began to grow concerned. Rowley said he departed the country, but when he returned to Antigua a week later, he was again told he was on a list. However, further inquiries led to a supervisor informing him that it was a case of mistaken identity. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio paved the way for the United States to deport certain lawful permanent residents, saying Washington determined some had supported Haitian gang leaders connected to a U.S. designated terrorist organization. Rubio, in a statement, said certain U.S. lawful permanent residents had supported and collaborated with gang leaders, tied to the armed alliance that controls most of Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, which President Donald Trump's administration labeled a foreign terrorist organization in May. Following the determination, the Department of Homeland Security can pursue the deportation of the lawful permanent residents, also known as green card holders, Rubio added. It was unclear how many people could be targeted for deportation, and no individuals were named in the statement. The move comes as the Trump administration has sought to ramp up deportations as part of its wide-ranging efforts to fulfill the president's hardline immigration agenda, with Rubio making unprecedented use of its power to try to revoke the visas and green cards of pro-Palestinian student protesters. And finally tonight, international news. As Taiwan gears up for a recall vote that could reshape its parliament, opposition lawmakers being challenged at the ballot box are getting two unusual supporters: Chinese officials and state media outlets rallying to their cause. While President Lai Ching-te won the election last year, his Democratic Progressive Party DPP lost its legislative majority. According to Reuters, the opposition has flexed its muscles since then to pass laws the government has opposed and impose budget cuts, complicating efforts to boost defense spending in particular. The political drama has been happening against a backdrop of China ramping up its own military and diplomatic pressure campaign against Taiwan. To assert territorial claims, Lai and his government resolutely reject. Lai has offered talks with Beijing many times, but been rebuffed. Civic groups formally started a recall campaign earlier this year, and on Saturday, voters will decide on the fate of 24 lawmakers from Taiwan's largest opposition party, KMT, around 1/5 of all lawmakers. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Swetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.